Just to remind you guys, we have one more lecture before we actually go into Q&As. And right now we have the dynamics of the mediumship meetings from Antioch, which is actually how it's translated from Antioquia to modern days. And we are very happy because for the first time, presenting in the seminars of Florida, we have Rosana de Rosa, who is from the Cardassian Study Society of Florida in Deerfield Beach. So we are very pleased that she's here with us, that she's going to be presenting. It's the second lecture she does in English, I hear, and the first one was amazing, so I'm sure it will be great. She's also a great contributor in the study groups in the center, so let's go ahead and listen to her and make sure you're writing down some questions for the Q&A.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure. Now she said my second time, everybody have to excuse me. First of all, I would like to thank Florida Federation. It's a pleasure for me. It's an opportunity, like Alexandre said, when we are here to facilitate some kind of meetings, we are going to learn before to say anything. And also, it's a pleasure for me to Porto San Lucie, to have me here, Luciano. It's a pleasure to know everybody. The lunch was great. I think we have to hire you guys to go there to do this job that we don't have. So light, so nice. And I enjoy a lot. My letter today is about a mediumship meeting. The dynamic also is a complement because a lot of things that Heather said and Livia also is included in the things that I'm going to talking now, okay? Okay, let's start. I brought some topics for sure. It's just like what is a mediumship meeting, the objectives, some requirements, some kind of rules that we can use to know how works the mediumship meeting. Because for now we learned how is the mediumship, what do we have to do, the classification, and now we are going to be in, like Alexandre said, it's like a lab. We are going to be in how works in anybody, in any spiritual center. Okay, let's start with what's a mediumship meeting. Mediumship meeting is a group of people, for sure medium, that promotes the exchange between the two dimensions, the spiritual dimension and the material dimension with incarnate and discarnate spirits. The objective, the goal of the mediumship meeting is to offer a fraternal support, assisting and guiding the incarnate and discarnate spirits based on the teaching of the Spiritist codification. It's very important for us. Like everybody said, the Medium's book is a guide, because in the Medium's book, we are going to have like a roadmap, everything that we need to know, how we have to behave, what we have to follow. Kardec was very clear and helpful, and if we study that, like Livia said, we start to study and we finish and keep studying, means we are going to be a wonderful meeting. They will help them to awakening to their mortality and also their spiritual life. The team members will help everybody that's in the meeting, incarnate and discarnated, awakening to their mortality, because we know we are going to learn about our immortality when we are practicing in this kind of meeting. Allan Kardec brought some classification for the mediumship meeting. Some of this Heather already said it to us. I just want to remind, he classified in 3 different meetings. He said one of them is frivolous, is when someone or a group use the spiritual communication without the seriousness. Some groups, they want to know if I'm going to get this job. They want to know if I'm going to marry somebody. Okay, for us, this is important. but it's personal. This is no seriousness. We don't have this kind of purpose to learn in this kind of meeting. This is kind of thing that's no seriousness. The other classification that he said is the experimental meetings, is focusing on the research of the physical effects to learn how it works. We are going to learn now nowadays. The Spiritist Center doesn't do too much anymore, the experimental meetings. Maybe 15 years ago, we used to have a lot of this, for sure, because we need to know how it works, to learn, to practice. But nowadays, it's not every spiritual center that has experimental meeting. But an instructive, it's a meeting to study and guide us to a consciousness awakening to our spiritual progress. This is the meeting that I'm going to talking about now, okay? Let's talk about some requirements. Requirements to be part of the mediumship meeting. For sure, knowledge of the Spiritist doctrine. We have to study, like Livia said, we have to study and study and study, because if you don't study, at least we have to focus and study the 5 books that Kardec gave us, all this treasure. We have to keep studying. Why? Because how can it be part for something that we don't know what is talking about? Second of all, we have to know the gospel of Jesus, because for us is a guide, is a Google map, is a GPS. Because in the gospel of Jesus, we are going to know a lot of things that we can see and use to how we can be better. The other thing is to be mental and emotional balance, because a lot of people come to the Spiritual Center and they say, oh, I'm seeing something, like Olivia said, oh, I'm feeling something, oh, I need to go to the mediumship meeting because I need to resolve my problems. No, the mediumship meeting is for somebody that's prepared already. If you're not feeling well, you need to do a treatment. You need to start to study in the Spiritual Center. You need to start to read and go to the lectures, be part of the Spiritist Center, to know and to be like a fraternal assistant. We have so many different kind of help that the Spiritist Center can provide. But we're not going to have this going to the mediumship meeting. This is something that we have to be well. Or let's suppose that I'm already inside of a mediumship meeting, but for some reason, I'm not feeling well. I'm imbalanced. What I have to do? What is the leader, if he feels or he perceives that I'm not well, what he needs to do? To advise me, you know what? Why you don't go to do some treatments? Let's stop a little bit for 2 or 3 months until you feel better. Maybe I'm facing a divorce. Maybe I'm facing somebody that I lost. Maybe I'm I lost my job and I'm not feeling well. Maybe it's not the time. Stop a little bit. You don't have to go to the mediumship meeting for now, for a while. Or maybe I'm sick physically. And it's better that you recover. When you're feeling better, you come back again. The other thing is for sure be a medium. Be a medium means we need to prepare ourselves. We need to study before. A lot of Spiritist Center, they have the educational mediumship before to go to the mediumship meeting. Some Spiritist Center, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but a lot of them they have. What it means, you go there and practice, you have like a lab, just to try, just to learn. You can practice writing a little bit, you can practice how to concentrate, and when you are done, when the leaders think that you are prepared, coordinated, okay, after that, they are going to invite you to go to a mediumship meeting. It's very nice because you keep studying together, and then you are getting to know you Because if you just go to the mediumship meeting, maybe you don't know what to do there. And this kind of preparation, like an educational, you are going to learn how to react. Oh, I feel that my bodies start to be big, like Luis said. Oh, what means that? Oh, I'm feeling my heart. And you're going to exchange with the leader and also with my colleagues. And we are going to know my sensation. It's normal. Oh my gosh, I'm crazy. I saw something. And then we are going to educate day by day, very slow, because it's not kind of things. We know about their mortality. I mean, right? We know we have a time to do that. We don't have to just go. Some people come to the Spiritist Center and say, oh, you know, I want to be part. I have to. I was doing that in another Spiritist Center. Okay, but let's come here. Let's know everybody. We used to say, let the spirits know you. Because you need to know your colleagues. You need to get used to the environment. How we do, we need to get to know your colleagues. And we are a family, for sure. But let's go introduce yourself to this family without to are so desperate to practice. Another thing is, that's very important, is to attend energy passes classes. Why? Because we need to learn how to use our energy. We need to educate ourselves how the body works. We have the chakras, how it works, how can I going to use that if somebody needs us. If you don't know that, doesn't matter if you're a extensive meeting, if you are a counselor meeting, but we need to know how to use the energy. The other thing is be integrated to the activities to the Spiritist Center. Like my colleague said here, we cannot just be part of the mediumship meeting. I think it's very important that we have the feelings that we need to study. We say all the time, if you have to choose one day, oh, you know what? Some people say, I cannot come twice. I have kids. Okay, just come in the day that you can study. Oh, no, but I want to be in the mediumship meeting. Okay, and then you have to come twice a week because you have to come for study and you have to come for the mediumship meeting. But if you have to choose one, stop a little bit the mediumship meeting, comes to study. And then when you can, and then you come twice a week. But it's very important that the person that's a mediumship part of the team for the mediumship meeting is integrated with the Spiritist Center. I don't know, volunteer in the kitchen, volunteer doing anything, give passes, or maybe a part of the audio. But we have to work together to be useful. And not just there is some expression that make me feel, I don't know, very concerned when people say, oh, I have to go to the mediumship meeting because I'm feeling I have to go put this energy out. No, you don't have to put the energy out. You have to educate your energy. It's not kind of thing that you just have to release. You have to educate it. To educate it means a lot of the other things that you have to do that's part of to be a good medium. The other thing is the team conduct. Like everybody said before, the discipline. The discipline is very important to be a member. Because if you don't have the discipline, it's going to be very hard to be a good member. First of all, when I talk about discipline, we are talking about, for sure, punctuality. This is not a kind of meeting that we, like somebody comes here 10 minutes late for a letter. It's okay. They sit down, they lost a little bit. But if you're in the mediumship meeting, there is a time to close the door. You have to be part of the study before you start the mediumship meeting, part to the communication. You have to rest a little bit. You know, because when you come from the street and you have all these things in our mind, we need to have this time to sit down, be calm, and start to be prepared. And that means punctuality is, I don't know. I don't want to qualify it, like 50% to be good. Attend this for sure, because this is not kind of meeting that, oh, today I'm tired, I don't go. Oh, tomorrow I have a visit from Brazil, I'm sorry. Oh, the other day. It's not kind of meeting because you are a team member. Everybody's count on you. And you are count on everybody means you are part of some kind of group that's count on you. Attendance is very, very important. Also, responsibility, for sure. We are responsible for ourselves. We are responsible for the group because we are part of the team. Commitment, for sure. And also fraternal behavior, because before anything that I can practice there, we need to be fraternal with each other. Doesn't make no sense go to the meeting to give ourselves, to practice, to learn, to improve, if you cannot be well with somebody that sits down next to you. No, I want to sit down there because I don't like her. She's there in the table, I'm come here. There is no sense. There is no sense. We need to learn after a while to like each other. Because this group means like a family. We are dependent one another each one, because the quality of the mediumship meeting means everybody together. It's no kind of, you know what, I did my part today. She didn't. She ate too much. She was sleeping. No. I cannot just put myself like, I did my part. I'm sorry if today the work was good. It was because everybody together did something good. The other thing is some kind of basic rules. Like when you talk about duration, normally it's once a week, the mediumship meeting, no more than 2 hours. Why? Because the medium spends a lot of energy. Everybody's spend a lot of energy, and we have to respect our body, our needs. The other thing, like Livia said, held in a Spiritist Center. Why cannot be in my house? Because the Spirit take care of the environment. The environments prepare for us. Because this, I don't know about you, but a lot of times when you come to the Spiritist Center, what do we say? Oh, I'm feeling so good here. Oh my gosh, I cannot think about my problems, because when I came here, oh my gosh, why we feel this? Because they prepare energetically the environment, and when we are there, we are going to feel the sensation, because this we cannot do home. It's private, for sure. It's not kind of meeting like, could I bring my sister? She's in the town. No, you cannot bring our sister. You have to be prepared. What? And my new boyfriend. He's so interesting to know what we do there. Could I bring him? No. Why? Because we have to be invited. Sure, I can say, oh, you know what? For the leader, I would love to be part, but he's going to see if I'm prepared. And that means we have to be invited to be part of the meeting, because we have to be assured that we are prepared, and also what kind of contribution we are going to give to the group. Participants can sit around a table or in a circle. Why we included that? Because normally we do around in a table. Why? Because for communication, we can write, we can design, we can do a lot of things. To study is easy to put in the book. But this doesn't mean that, let's suppose if the group is a little bigger, that we can do in a circle because we don't have a table. There is no problem at all. We can do that. But normally we sit around a table. It is recommended in the Medium's book, the size, Kardec say between 10, 20 people. Why it cannot be 22, 25? No, it's not because you cannot. It's just because it's one leader. And if it's so many people, how the leader can take care? Because so many people, it's so many communication. And then it's better that the group is like 10, 20. Could be 10, 21, sure. We're talking about spiritism. We're talking about flexibility. But if after 25, 30, let's do 2 groups. It's better. It's just to make easy the communication. Communication may be simultaneously or individually, one at a time. Why I put bold in maybe? Because some Spiritist Center, they do one by one. It's okay, no problem at all. I think when we start, let's suppose the mediumship group is new. It's better to do one by one because we go slow, we're learning. Okay, after a while, we can do simultaneously. Yes, why? Because sometimes we have like 6, 7 mediums, ostensive mediums. And if it's going to be one by one, we can count like, 30 minutes to study, and then we have like maybe 1 hour, 45 minutes for the communication. If you go one by one, we are going to have a little communication. But if you go simultaneously, in a table, very organized, we can step one chair to make it easy for the counselors to sit around. We can adjust for doing simultaneously, and we can work more. There is no rules at all. Okay, members preparatory stage, meeting days. A lot of people think about this. What can I do? What can I not do to go to the mediumship meeting? For sure, we have to use inspired ideas to seek relaxation. Why? This is the day that I'm going to tell my boss that I'm not happy what he's doing to me. If it's the mediumship today at night, if I go to have some kind of conversation, maybe I can have a problem. Maybe I can fight. Maybe don't feel well. It's the day that I'm going to tell my brother that he's not calling me for 2 years, and he's going to tell me why he's not calling me because I'm not okay, and blah, blah, blah. No, maybe we have to use this day to try to inspire, be a little more calm. Start the day, don't create too much problems. Rosana, we don't have to do this 7 days a week. Sure, we have to do 7 days. But at least let's try to the mediumship day to be nice to ourselves. Let's try, don't put too much stress. If you think about all the thoughts that's coming, that stresses, all the problems, okay, let's be calm. Let's start to quiet inside. For what? To be prepared. Avoid unproductive discussion and thoughts, for sure. Let's avoid. This is the day that we have to avoid problems. Sure, we have to do this every day, but at least we have to try. Eat light meals, because the Spiritism say I cannot eat this or that. No, because if you eat too much, what are you going to do? Sleep. Nobody's going to be a good member sleeping. And if you don't eat, what's going to happen? Oh my gosh, when finish? I'm so starving, have to finish. And then we have to, eat well, but to avoid have problems that the Spiritist needs to help us to feel better. We know that when we read André Luiz, we can read a lot of examples that they say how hard is to be to the spirits to try to help us when you have some kind of problems in our body. The other thing is how it works, everything together. Normally, when you go to the Spiritual Center, what's better in that kind of meeting? Try to go a little in silence. This means I cannot hug and kiss my friends there, and sure I can do that. But I'm saying, this is the time that I have to sit down there and say, oh my gosh, I was in 95, there is an accident, and I say the accident to everybody, I explain, everybody's going to be out in some kind of feelings that's not proper. And then go in silence, have some kind of related conversation. What is the book? What is the chapter? Did you read? How was? Or some kind of things about the Spiritist Center that we are doing together. Kind of quiet conversation. Sure, the leader is going to start with an opening prayer. Why? To put everybody together, to concentrate, to meditate, to focus on what you are going to do, to take out our thoughts for the problems. You used to say, let's leave the problems outside of the door. When you leave, you can pick it up, the problem again. It's okay, it's yours. No, nobody wants to take from you. Be happy, don't worry about. But let's leave outside. Because if you are there, think about what I have to do later, we're going to lose a little bit the focus. The other thing is study of the Spiritist codification related, for sure. Every mediumship meeting have to start to study 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Depends of the size of the group, depends how they are prepared. I think the codification is the best way because you are going to learn. If you don't have too much time to study more than that, at least you are going to learn like our friend said. After that, is going to be the opening the communication for the fraternal support. And then the leader is going to open the communication. Open the communication, and we are going to have the ostensive mediums start to link with the spirits, and they are going to have the communication start to work. This can take 45 minutes, 1 hour, depends what size of the group. After that, the leader is going to close this part and open the communication with the spiritual mentors to clean the energy, give encouragement, advice to the group. This is the time that maybe the mentors can say something about how is the meeting, some encouragement, what we are doing, or some message from the Spiritist Center. Never they're going to tell about you. Oh, you have to do this and that. No, it's in general. And after that, the leader is going to do the final prayer, or maybe ask somebody to do the final prayer. The leader is going to have some comments, because it's normal. He can say, oh, you know what, I feel this, and I observe this. For what? To improve the meeting. And also, we are going to open for media evaluation. It's good that the members is going to talking about how they felt. You know, I felt the sensation, and what I felt today, how it was for me. I see this, I see that, and we are going to exchange the impression. And we are learning together for next time, you know. Okay. The incarnated team, we are talking about one leader, like I said before. The leader is responsible for conducting the meeting. Kindness, for sure. Kindness is important. But firmness, for sure. And moral authority are important qualities that ensure to team members a safe direction and balance. I think it's very important when you are a member to trust the leader. We have to have these feelings that somebody's taking care of us. The leader is firm in what he's doing. And the team is going to feel secure with the leader. And no more than moral authority to make us feel secure. When you talk about the other mediums that work in the meetings, the ostensive meeting, like we said before, those are the intermediary mediums that mediate the communication between the discarnate and incarnate spirits. The ostensive mediums is going to link with the discarnated. We are going to do the communication. Can be writing, can be talking, can be painting, This, Bobby gave us the classification. We have so many different ways to do this communication. Also, we have the mediums that we call counselor mediums. They work as like a therapist. They listening, clarifying, and accepting without criticize and with an open and fraternal heart to all needs of the spirits. Why we emphasize and listen, clarify? Because first of all, sometimes the spirits, they just need to be listened. They just need to come and say how they feel, what's happened to them. And they just need to feel that somebody cared about them. And maybe the counselor have to listen, and maybe this is 90% of his job. Sometimes they're going to exchange the conversation. The counselor is going to help them. How? Clarifying, explain things, how he's feeling, and some kind of advices that make them feel supported. Also, we have the assistant mediums. The assistant mediums, they will provide the vital energy through a silence prayer and sustain the positive vibration with empathy and fraternal thoughts. The assistant is going to help with the vibration of the meeting, to help with the energy, to help that the meeting goes well. But for sure, we have also the spiritual team. We are talking until now about the incarnated team, but we have the discarnated team. The spiritual leader in the team, because like us, they have a leader, and are enlightened spirits that guide us regarding the work to be accomplished. For sure, if you are there 8 o'clock or 10 minutes 8, they are there maybe 3-4 hours before us. They are preparing like the whole week, what they're going to do, who they're going to attend, what kind of the work that we are going to provide together. And they plan the meeting. They prepare the environment, the spirit that will be served in that night. And they intuit the whole mediumship team. This means maybe 90%. And we are there to do our 10%. It's okay. But also they work to the welfare, harmony, and security of the group. We have, like we said before, some type of mediumship meeting. There is others type than that, but I included the ones that was in the medium's book. The mediumship meeting that I said for the educational, it's like a lab and theoretical and lab. We learn and study and practice how to practice what you are going to learn how to do. We can spend like 6 months, 1 year. There is no time for that. If we need to keep practicing, it's okay. There is no time, but normally can be like a year. Also, we have the one that we just explained now that calls Study and Practice of Mediumship Meeting. This is the example that we are just present. The other one is the one that I spoke in the beginning, experimental meetings, to research and understand the physical phenomenon. We have also like fluidotherapy meetings. It's a treatment with magnetic passes to incarnates who have symptoms, physical, emotional, spiritual imbalances, is to help them to balance themselves. We have also this obsession meeting, like helps incarnate and discarnate spirits that are in negatively influence each other. It's like conciliation. It's to help them to have a conscious what they're doing with each other. And also we brought like some quality factors to the incarnate. What kind of quality factor that we have to be part of the mediumship meeting? For sure, improve our mediumship, opportunity to assist others, better understand the spiritual life, you're going to learn. And also the Spiritist immortality and God's mercy, because when you are having this kind of conversation, we are going to learn how can work and what we can see after we die. For discarnated, the qualities receive the magnetic energy, fraternal assistance, for sure. Sometimes it's everything that they need. A preparation for the reincarnation for some of them. Awaken their heart to the spiritual life. We know when you be part of the mediumship meeting, we know that sometimes a lot of spirits that comes to communicate with us, they are explaining how hard it is to change the dimension, to lose the body, and do all the things that part of the process. And besides that, how is to get used to. And we are learning for ourselves and also help them to be prepared on that. For the conclusion, I think the quality of the mediumship meeting depends on the team motto, the team motto condition, which is directly linked to the respect to the spirits. We will assign their orientation. Just to have a group is not enough. The quality of the group is going to be the quality of the members. The quality of the work is going to be the moral condition with each one. And then for them to get our orientation, they need to know we're just not talking about. We are doing that because we know that we can go home, they go with us. Let's see if she's doing the same that she told me. Maybe not. Oh, he comes next week. What are you talking about? You don't do anything. You wanted that I do this, but you don't do. And then we need to be consistent. We don't need to be perfect, like Olivia said, but we need to be consistent. I brought some books for the lecture that is going to help, and also my PowerPoint is available if each one wants to have this. Today, when I was coming to here, I was thinking about how it is important to. Nowadays, we are surrounded with a lot of violence, and sometimes we criticize this, and we try to, who is the one? Is the government, who is the one that have to take care? And I think to be part of the mediumship, one of the work is you are spend 2 hours there to give your better thoughts for the world to be better. And then I think this is very important for ourselves and for everybody. Thank you so much for having me here.